What's going on, my Jets family? I want to thank you guys for being here, being part of the Take Flight Spit and Fire podcast. Hope you're enjoying the content. Hope you're enjoying talking about them Jets. If you are, if you could please subscribe to the channel, that'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Now, if you missed it earlier, just a little earlier today, about an hour ago, I put up a video where we talked about Breece Hall. We talked about how second day of training camp, he didn't do, crazy amount of stuff, but we saw him a little bit, running, doing some drills. He looked good, and we talked about how excited we are about him. Now, in this one, what I want to talk to you guys about is something that Connor Hughes actually brought up, and shout out to Mr. Connor Hughes, shout out to the man, something that he brought up the other day. So somebody asked him about the safety position, and he said that though the Jets really like what they have in the younger guys, especially guys like Jason Pinnock, they really like the veteran combination they have in Lamarcus Joyner and Jordan Whitehead. And if you guys remember, I talked about that, right? I said how much I like that combination too. So if you guys remember, we talked in the past about the safety position and why I felt it wasn't as much of a worry as everybody thought, right? We talked about how we have a really good corner situation now, right? Fantastic corner situation. Our cornerback room is one of the best in the league right now, man. And it's unbelievable. I love the potential that's in there. You got Sauce Gardner, who, we've talked about what this kid can become. You got DJ Reed. You got Bryce Hall, who's been playing outside as well. Remember, everyone thought DJ Reed was just going to get handed the position, but Bryce Hall's been looking really good too. I've mentioned to you guys know I've talked a lot about how much I like Hall, about how much I liked him since he came out of Virginia, the talent he has, the potential he has, excuse me, as an outside corner, how he's been locked down and really was last year. So you got really good corner situation. You also got Michael Carter II, Brandon Echols, really good corner situation. That alleviates the safety, right? We talked about that. With excellent corner play, makes the safety's job a lot easier. They can play more free roam, right? They can play more in the backfield. They can play more at the line and disrupt plays. And we talked about that's what Jordan Whitehead does, right? Jordan Whitehead in his interview, Jordan Whitehead, in an interview not too long ago, said that he is excited about taking a leadership role on this Jets team, that he's excited about being in that backfield with good corner play around him to allow him to roam and call things out. That's going to be great, man. And playing up at the line, we all know Whitehead's a missile. We all know, I talked about, if you guys remember, I did on one of my Jets at Sunset episodes, I joked that Jordan Whitehead coming in was like the ferry coming in, remember? How it looks smaller in the horizon, and then it gets up to you and you're like, oh, Jordan Whitehead is shredded. This dude is ripped. We talked about, LaRon Landry ripped. This dude lights people up. And he talked about how he likes to hit people really hard and how he spends a lot of time in the gym to make sure his body can do that. So that being the case, excellent corner play like we talked about. Jordan Whitehead back there. We only need one guy. We only need one. And I'd said I really like Lamarcus Joyner. And if you guys remember why, said veteran presence, right? And the Jets are basically what we're hearing again from Connor Hughes. The reports seem to be that the Jets really like the veteran presence back there and the combination of Joyner and Whitehead. And man, that's going to be an exciting combination, an underappreciated combination, and here's why. If the corners, again, are doing their jobs, locking it down, playing really well, then guys like Lamarcus Joyner, guys like Jordan Pinnock, they're, like we said, going to get to roam around, make interceptions, disrupt plays, disrupt the line of scrimmage. And you guys remember why I said I like Lamarcus Joyner. So Lamarcus Joyner, in his career, when he's only played safety, did you know that he has a 90.1 career PFF grade? That's correct. When Lamarcus Joyner's only played safety in his NFL career, he has a career grade of 90.1. He's actually an excellent safety. And we talked about age-wise, well, he's 32. Remember, I gave Charles Woodson as the best example, right? Charles Woodson, when he hit 30, 31, started to slow down as an outside corner, didn't really have it as much anymore, wasn't able to keep up. They move him to safety. He was an all-pro for years. He played at an all-pro level into his mid-30s because you can be older and play the safety position. It's more about intelligence and understanding alignments and understanding how maybe that corner may not, how, for example, that receiver may line up differently or how he might beat this corner. Just understanding the plays, the understanding of the game, the scheme, the lineups like we were just talking about, the matchups. That is what's important at that position. Jordan Whitehead gets it, and Lamarcus Joyner gets it too. So again, Lamarcus Joyner has a 90.1 PFF grade when exclusively playing safety. Man, we talked about how great our corner position looks. We're all excited about Jordan Whitehead. Man, Lamarcus Joyner, if he can stay healthy, that's great, man. And we know that sometimes you like to incorporate 3 safeties. So the Jets have pointed out that they are high on Jason Pinnock. And if you guys remember, I'm high on him too, and I'm going to mention why. So I was really high on Jason Pinnock when we drafted him. Really, really high when we drafted him. And this is why. You guys may remember I pointed it out back last year when we drafted him. Started doing some stat research and some polls and, looking into some stats, and I couldn't believe what I found. What I found was, and again, this is back last year, in last year's draft, based on last year's draft, Jason Pinnock had the lowest completion percentage allowed in 2020 among all CBs in college football. You had a minimum 20 targets, but of all of them. In fact, he actually had a 3% less completion percentage allowed than J.C. Horn, who was the 8th overall pick. Then I saw that he had the second lowest completion percentage allowed just at outside cornerback, and since 2019, and that was only 1% less than Derek Stingley Jr. Then, and again, just kept getting better. I found out that he had the second most forced incompletions in the red zone since 2019, only behind Stingley. So again, you look at these numbers and you're like, wait a minute. Who is Jason Pinnock? How is I not paying attention to him? And how did he make it so late in the draft, right? We say completion percentage allowed. He had the lowest among all corners in 2020. He had the second lowest as outside corner since 2019. And had the second most forced incompletions in the red zone since 2019. And as we just pointed out, these numbers were at par with guys like J.C. Horn, with guys like Derek Stingley Jr. So obviously, his play was a little more sporadic, and as you watch, that's why he was a later draft pick. But the potential was there. You're like, oh my God, this kid can play. He can cover, and he's a big physical kid. He's big at like 6, I think he's like 6'2", 6'3", like 207-ish, maybe he's a big dude. He's a big guy. So when I realized, again, great problem to have, Hall was playing great. Echols came in and was playing beautifully. Michael Carter II was killing it in the slot. I was like, let's see Pinnock at safety, right? Like, he's a big dude. He's physical. He's good at getting up to spot the ball. In college, if you watched him, he was really good at spotting the ball, potentially getting interceptions and playing in coverage and being physical. I was like, let's see this kid at safety. Well, after I said that, it was like, literally like a week or two later, the Jets tried him at safety, and he played well, right? We saw Jason Pinnock look good toward the end of the season. So, guys, this is an exciting thing. So, as Connor Hughes, again, reported, the Jets are excited about the veteran combination of Lamarcus Joyner and Jordan Whitehead. And as we just talked about, we should be too, right? Lamarcus Joyner always killed it as a safety, veteran presence, if healthy again, even at 32, perfect age for a safety to really thrive. And we know what Jordan Whitehead is coming in. And somehow Joe Douglas paid him nothing. Like, Jordan Whitehead is basically making no money, which is crazy. So Whitehead's not making a lot of money. He's going to, I think, be really, really great this year. We've seen the potential he has. But you also have Jason Pinnock in the fold as well. So you talk about what Jason Pinnock brings to the table. And again, this is not a bad position. Again, this secondary, our corners, freaking great, right? Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, Bryce Hall, Michael Carter II, Brandon Echols. Just one of the best corner rooms in the league. Now, again, that alleviates the safeties. You already got Jordan Whitehead. Lamarcus Joyner should be really good. Man, put in Jason Pinnock. This is a sexy secondary, man. This is a sexy secondary. It's looking really, really exciting. Don't sleep on those safeties. Again, Joyner and Whitehead could be an excellent combination together. I think they will. I think they will be an excellent combination together because also, if you think about it as well, and we'll talk quickly about, they feed off each other very well. Lamarcus Joyner is more of a athletic sideline-to-sideline guy that makes interceptions, breaks up plays. Whitehead's more of a straight line brute, right? Whitehead's more of a straight line, hit the guy, hit him really hard. They're going to complement each other really, really well. And again, you got Pinnock in the fold. We talked about the numbers that he put up in college. We saw he looked good at safety last year. Who knows, right? So again, I hope you guys are enjoying. If you do, if you could please subscribe to the channel, be greatly appreciated. But again, thank you guys for being here. Hope you enjoyed the content. Have a great rest of your day. And remember, our time is coming, baby. Let's go Jets!